On this edition of Lexington Now, celebrating women in public art, horticulture at the Arboretum, and celebrations continue for 150 years of the fire department. I'm Neil Noah, and welcome to Lexington Now for the week of September 20th, 2021. Last year, a milestone in women's suffrage was reached with the 100th anniversary of the 19th Amendment. Lexington celebrated in grand style with the unveiling of Stand, commemorating that achievement. We spoke with Councilmember Kathy Ploman and then Councilmember Jennifer Masati about the significance of this work of art 1 year on.
There was just a lack of historical contributions of women, in particular in public art throughout the country. So we determined that Lexington needed to be put on the map and be a part of the small amount of statues that are available throughout the country. Stand is a woman's commemoration of the historical contributions of the woman's right to vote that happened in 1920. And by putting this here, we hope to promote women's historical contributions and talk about how important women's contributions were in the United States.
I think our community showed their support and that they knew that this was the right thing to do in celebration of women and their historical achievements. So I think that pretty much was the inspiration and the motivation. We have a very generous community, we do. And we had over 470 donors, but we also had some major contributors that really made up 80% of the campaign. But what's important is when you have 480 plus donors, everybody is vested. You know what I'm saying? From $5 to $50,000, which was our largest donation. It's a feeling of community unity to get behind a cause that folks believed in.
Voting is an essential right, and I think everyone needs to understand that that is so important, and to exercise that right and to protect that right.
Every time I drive down Vine Street and I look up, I think that's a great takeaway, because you're reminded not just of our campaign and the efforts that went into it, but you're reminded about women, the strength of women, the determination.
Absolutely.
And what these women did 100 years ago to secure a vote. Satisfaction that we could get this done, and not we and Jennifer and I, but the community could accomplish this during a time of a lot of challenges, and the community was focused on getting this done. So, satisfaction.
And inspirational, because voting rights, they're under siege right now. There's many states that are promoting laws to deter people from voting, make it harder for people to vote. And this is a great symbol saying that look what these women did 100 years ago. They fought, they were jailed, they starved to get this right, so exercise this right, protect this right, and respect this right. That's very, very important. Well, I think we were very, very careful in making sure that it was very inclusive. We didn't pick one particular woman to focus on because there were so many women that were involved in this fight, and we felt like it was more inclusive, and we just picked women in general to show that everyone was involved, and it makes a difference for all women, not just some particular women. Because a lot of the suffragists were white suffragists.
Yes.
And so we wanted to make sure that we just didn't focus on one particular group, but all groups of women.
One of the things that I would like to see, and Jennifer and I, gave a lot of time to this, but we'd love to hand the baton to someone, take an educational component to this, and to get more of our children engaged in historical feats that have accomplished. So I'd like to see that that happen. And we even talked about perhaps a scholarship to a young woman for college.
Exactly.
And that would be a cool legacy to say that we put this up, but it lives on, supporting women and their vision and their goals and accomplishments.
We continue our exploration of the Arboretum and State Botanical Garden with a look at horticulture. Here's Jesse Dahl.
I'm Jesse Dahl. I'm the senior horticulturist here at the Arboretum, and my job is to manage and maintain the display gardens here at the Arboretum. So the about 20 acres of rose gardens, vegetable gardens, home demonstration garden, and the collections in the center of the garden. I also manage the facilities, so the buildings and those, work with the contractors on taking care of those. The oldest is the home demonstration garden. It was built back in the early 1990s. It was the first attraction here at the Arboretum. The other ones followed it. But the home demonstration garden is a 4-acre garden it's built into garden rooms, so different areas, so you can kind of see different types of landscape. It's got trial beds, vegetable gardens, herb garden, woodland shade gardens, so a lot of different little components inside of it, as well as water features, hardscapes. Outside of that one, there's the fragrance garden, so it's filled up with fragrant plants and herbs and flowers. The 5191 Memorial Rose Garden, which has the 5191 Memorial in it. Below that is the perennial teaching garden. It was just added last year. It's a new garden that we've added that allows us to show sunny perennials and all the different types of sunny perennials that we can grow here in Kentucky. It's laid out alphabetically according to the plant names, and there's 3 or 4 different types in each bed, so it's kind of a mixed beds, but you can kind of see a lot of different types, so some of the old stuff and some of the new stuff. The black labels are for the cultivars. A cultivar is kind of a bred plant, and the green labels are the straight species, so those are the ones you'll find in the wild. So it's differentiated that, and then it has a bunch of different cultivars of all the ones. So like if you take Shasta daisy, there are 4 or 5 different types of Shasta daisies. You'll see that some of them are doing really well, and some of them aren't doing so well, so you can kind of see how some of those cultivars perform compared to other cultivars and compared to the straight species that you'll see growing in the wild. So that's one of our best spots. Also, if you're looking for new stuff, we have the All-American Selections trials, as well as the Garden Rose Selections trials and the Kentucky Statewide Bedding Plant trials. So that's a good way to see some new stuff that's on the market, see how well it performs compared to some of the stuff that's been out there. Most of those have comparison plants, so they have plants that have been grown for years that are grown side by side with the new plant, and so you can see how well they perform compared to the old plant. Each garden kind of has somewhat of a theme, and so that kind of makes it easy to pick the plants. We don't spray with very little to any insecticides, so all of our plants, or fungicides, so most of our plants, they have to be able to adapt and be able to survive well in our climate. The only exception to that is we do treat our ash trees for the emerald ash borer, but other than that, we don't use insecticides, so our plants have to be able to withstand insect pressures and disease pressures. And so we try to plant the most disease-resistant, hardiest, toughest plants we can find, but also ones that are ornamental, that will stay where we place them and not spread around like weeds. So looking through catalogs, nurseries, garden centers, other botanic gardens, so kind of look for the best out there and try to bring that back to the gardens. In the gardens, you'll see the quintessential rabbits, squirrels, chipmunks. There's a plethora of those. They make gardening kind of interesting. We have to change kind of where we put plants according to where they prefer to be. Then we have a lot of different types of birds. We have a turkey that has kind of taken over the last couple of years here at the Arboretum. You'll see her out most days in the early mornings. But we have hawks, lots of different types of songbirds, hummingbirds, a lot of our like robins, the ones that stay with us most of the time, but then a lot of the songbirds that kind of move through, as well as a lot of different types of insects. We have a pollinator garden, but then a lot of flowers and other things because we don't treat with insecticides. We get a lot of different types of pollinators and just other insects that are out here. We have quite a few entomology classes come out here for their collections and for teaching purposes to see the different types of insects. And I mean, some of them are good, some of them are bad. We have like birch leaf miner, which tears up the leaves, but it doesn't kill the tree. And so you'll find that some of the bad stuff, but you'll also find lots of the good things. If you want to see, you can do this at home. For right now, it's mostly our woody plants, but you can go Arboretum Explorer, usually I type in Kentucky Arboretum Explorer, and it'll bring you to a website, and you can see a map of the gardens and all the plants in it. You could type in whatever plant you're looking for, and it'll show you all those plants, and it has pictures of most of those plants. So you can see a picture of the plant, you can see on the map where it's located. So that's the easiest way to see all of our woody plants. Most of our perennials aren't on there yet. So you would have to come here to see the perennials, but the trees and shrubs, all of those are on Arboretum Explorer. My favorite part of my job is probably being able to take something like a weedy bed or a grass lawn and turning it into something, and at the end of the day see the difference and see the change. But also to see how it affects other people's lives. Once I get done with it, see how the people enjoy it, are able to enjoy that space and to appreciate it and to also learn from it.
After the break, an all-new children's floor at the Central Library. Welcome back to Lexington Now. The public library has an all-new kids floor ready to engage young minds.
So we are at the Central Library, downtown Lexington, 4th floor. This whole floor has been remodeled in the last 6 months to create a larger area for our children. So we have incorporated, there are 2 different play areas here, which are really designed for birth to 5 age groups. We've put in an art area where kids can come in and get messy, get creative. There's a dedicated program space for story times and other youth services programs. And of course, all of our children's books, audiobooks, children's DVDs, movies, and all kinds of different things. And dramatic play centers, which are also a fun way for kids to learn and play. So we had a children's section on the 2nd floor of this level previously. We added a children's play area a few years ago, and it was tremendously popular. There are not a lot of indoor play spaces in Lexington, especially not the downtown area. It was so popular that we decided that we really wanted to give it more resources and give it more space. We really want our children to have a place to come and be, and we want the library to be at the center of that. And then this really builds on our efforts to help support families and children across the city. We've incorporated play areas in some of our other locations. They're always so popular, and we really felt that this was an important step forward for our downtown community. We typically see anywhere from 50 to 100 children a day. It varies tremendously with the weather, of course. And we're getting ready to start adding back some programming starting the week of September the 14th. So we will have once a week storytime programs here at Central on Thursdays at 11. And we'll have a storytime program at one of our locations across the city every weekday at 11 o'clock. So best way to find out information on that is through our website, lexpublib.org, or on any of our social media channels. At our Village branch, we are resuming our homework help program. That is Monday through Thursday afternoons from 3:30 to 5:30 at our Village branch on Versailles Road. That is a homework help program where volunteers can help kids with their schoolwork or their reading. And then we partner with God's Pantry so that children can get a free after-school snack either at our Village or North Side locations. We also partner with BCTC. We have a classroom at our East Side branch where we offer free GED preparation classes and allow people the opportunity to earn their GEDs for free. Anybody can come register for those. They just call our number to get registered. Statistically speaking, people who have earned their GEDs earn $9,600 more annually than those who don't have it. So being able to come in and get your GED certification for free through the library and our partnership with BCTC is a really valuable service. So when we're not giving interviews, our staff are required to wear face masks. We do not require our customers, we ask them to, and we certainly recommend that people wear their masks. And we do try to encourage social distancing as much as possible. But that's it. This is we're limiting our programs right now for that reason, but we're trying to do as much grab and go opportunities as we can. So you see a lot of craft kits. We're getting ready to do some grab and go job fair resources, try to help support our community as best we can while keeping a safe distance from others. Along those veins, if people have not gotten vaccinated, this fall we're offering 2 vaccination clinics. Our Village branch, again on Versailles Road, hosts one every Monday from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. That is in partnership with Health First Bluegrass. There's no reservation required. And then this fall, September and October, we will be offering one on Wednesdays at the East Side Library on Palumbo and Man o' War. That will be Wednesdays from 11 to 4 as well. There's always something going on at the library, even in COVID times. And the best way to stay informed is to visit our website at lexpublib.org and follow us on social media. That's really where we post our most up-to-date information.
Lexington's celebration of 150 years of fire service continues with events to celebrate the occasion. Here's Battalion Chief Jordan Sauce.
Well, today, September 7th of 2021, is actually the official 150th anniversary date of the Lexington Fire Department. The Lexington Fire Department was started on September 7th of 1871, and the fact that we are here today celebrating is a true achievement and a true milestone that we are excited to celebrate. And so in order to give it the attention and grandeur that it deserves, we have set up 2 weeks of parties and events and activities that are free to the community. We started off with a big event. It's going to be a fire truck muster out in Hamburg at the Regal Cinemas. We have over 20 antique fire trucks signed up to participate, and people can come, they can look around, they can take photos, and we're hoping to have some activities and friendly competitions where people can spray water, do a bucket brigade type activities, and then we're going to finish that night off with a parade down Main Street where all of those antique apparatus and current fire trucks that is going to show the evolution of the fire service, the fire department itself. And then throughout the course of the 2 weeks, we're going to have open houses. The first open house is actually going to be at this station behind me, Station 4. It is our oldest fire station, and so we want to demonstrate, again, showing the evolution of the fire service, show what it used to be like. It has an active fire pole. It's got a spiral staircase that was actually relocated from the courthouse when that courthouse caught on fire. And so it's got a lot of good history to it. Supposedly it's also haunted from a member that actually died on duty on Christmas Day many years ago. Another open house is going to take place at our newest fire station on September 29th. That's going to be at Fire Station 24 out at Masherson Station off of Magnolia Springs. And again, the whole purpose of this celebration is to show the evolution of the fire service. Here we have a single bay firehouse. As you can see, it's very tall, very skinny, very narrow. It only has 3 people assigned to it, whereas Station 24, when out at that station, it has 3 different bays. It's got several thousand square feet. It has the fire department's first elevator. So we have evolved tremendously from this old firehouse to the newest firehouse. And we want to be able to show that off through these open houses, through the parade. In between those, we're hosting an open house. It's kind of a homecoming celebration at Fire Station 3. It's located at Maxwell and Marino. Last year was their centennial, their 100 years of service, and it obviously got postponed due to COVID. And so this year we've just incorporated them into the 150th celebration, and they are hosting a homecoming type celebration where anybody that's ever been assigned to that station is able to come back. We're hosting a pancake breakfast with bacon, eggs, pancakes. The Mayor Gorton, is going to be present at 9 a.m. She's going to do a centennial proclamation. And so we're super excited that she's going to be a part of it, but we're super excited to bring everybody back to help celebrate the tradition, the rich tradition that station is made up of. An event that I'm personally excited about is the blood drive. The Lexington Fire Department has partnered with the Kentucky Blood Center to host a blood drive on the 28th of September between 6:30 a.m. and 6:30 p.m. The reason I'm excited about this is because it's an event that not only can honor our history, but it's a way for us to give back to the community. That's what we strive to do. That's why we exist. And right now there's a national blood shortage. And so our goal is to collect 150 blood donations in a single day. In order to entice people to come to that blood drive, the first 150 people are going to receive a commemorative challenge coin that's been specifically designed to celebrate and commemorate our 150th anniversary. And they will also receive a free travel mug with our 150th logo as well. Because we partner with the Kentucky Blood Center, all of those donations stay local to the Bluegrass region, and so we're excited to hopefully meet and exceed that goal in order to give back to the community. To cap off the 2 weeks of celebration is going to be October 3rd, that's a Sunday. We're going to host our annual Fire Prevention Festival, and that's going to be out at Masterson Station Park from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. It's completely free to the public. There's going to be free food. We've acquired a hot air balloon. There's going to be a touch-a-truck section. There's going to be fire truck rides. There's going to be a petting zoo. I know for a fact that we have over 40 vendors already signed up and committed to attend. It's going to be fun for everybody. And so we encourage everybody to come out with their kids especially to partake, hopefully learn about fire safety, learn about other ways to be safe throughout their home and throughout their lives. Again, we want to just honor and recognize not only our rich tradition as a fire department, but we also want to be able to give opportunities for the community to attend and have fun.
There's a full schedule of meeting coverage this week, and we bring most of these meetings to you live. Check out our website for the most accurate and up-to-date coverage of city business. Now here's a look at this week's live televised meetings. And we continue to keep you up to date on how the city is handling the pandemic via our official COVID-19 response site, including testing and vaccination sites. Simply click on the banner at the top of our homepage. That's all for now, but as always, you can keep up with us on social media, check out the latest traffic updates on Twitter at LexRex, or catch our live traffic cams on LexingtonKY.gov. For all of us at Lex TV, I'm Neil Noah, and that's it for now.